Hello, and welcome to the New Mind Revolution podcast with your host, Michelle Cook Hall. As always, it is my honor and my pleasure to share some tips and some tools with you that I know will help and assist you in becoming a better you. Let's talk today. Today, I want to talk about what this podcast is all about, and that's about resetting. That's about regrouping. That's about starting all over again. Giving yourself an opportunity to step back, take in a good deep breath, check out your area, give yourself an opportunity to look at the angles that you are looking at, change your perspectives. I like to look at things from different angles. I do that a lot before I make decisions, especially major decisions. I will pull back and I will take my time and I will look at the area that I am in and then attempt to look from different perspectives to make sure that I'm making the right decision. So today I want to talk to you about taking that time to just step back. This podcast called Renew My Revolution podcast, and it comes from the scripture Romans 12:2. So if you get an opportunity, please go check that out. And so it's the podcast that I always say in which science and religion agree that you have the capabilities of resetting. Sometimes we get caught up in a pattern of thinking. And so in science and with faith, religion, it says that you can recreate, that you can reset your thinking patterns. So all of the bad habits that we have accumulated over the years of our life, we're talking 10, 20, 30, 40 years, doesn't matter. It does not matter. Science and faith tells you that you can reset, that you can make up in your mind that you want to change whatever it is, pattern of thinking, bad behavior, addictions, whatever it is. You can change it all by renewing your mind. Now the scripture says renewing your mind, right? But science calls it something else, but it's the same thing. It's just taking time to, what do I always say? You're doing it purposely, right? On purpose, right? Intentionally changing how you look at things, how you approach things. That's why I use the different perspective angle. Because if you only see things one way, for example, if you go into a room and you're only looking at one exit, something happens. Everybody runs to that one exit. It becomes crowded. It becomes dangerous, right? Because everybody's trying to leave out the same exit. But if there are other exits that is in this room, but the only exit that everybody's looking at and focusing on is one exit, that becomes a dangerous situation. But if you step back and you can see that there are multiple exits that can get you out of this place, then you, while everybody else is running towards this one exit, they're falling on top of each other, creating a very dangerous environment. You can go out in another exit. That's what different perspectives are for me. It gives you an opportunity to look at different exits, right? It gives you a chance to see things from a different side. Sometimes people are kind of like just stuck on what their view is. They don't want to hear anybody else's view. They don't want to hear anybody else's story, anybody else's testimony. They don't want to hear that. But I love personally listening to other people's testimonies and other people's perspectives and other people's journeys. If we can all learn from each other, right? So I love to hear from that. If someone who has been struggling with something that maybe I have never struggled with before, I benefit to listen. How they struggle, how they came out of that. It might not be something that I have personally went through, but I can relate in some type of way how they have came out of that. And so we have to learn to be open, to listen to each other, perspectives, to listen to each other's views. It doesn't hurt you or harm you to listen. I mean, a lot of things you might not agree with, you might not understand, you might not get it, and once again, you might not even relate to it, but it does not hurt. It doesn't hurt you to listen, And so that's why I always say that different perspectives. So I do that. I do that on purpose, to listen to anybody. I mean, I might not agree. We might have different views on things, but I will listen. And so today I want to talk about you taking the time to step back, take in that deep breath. Come on, take in that deep breath and reset. I want you to reset. There's a lot that has gone on for you this week and last week. And this is your opportunity to, sit back and gather yourself. Sometimes we just need to do that. With me, this week, I took the time to do my meditation. I put on my worship music, and I began to just worship and pray and meditate. And that's been very important to me because it grounds me. It brings an awareness for me of things that I should be grateful for. A lot of times when we are going through so many things, we forget to be grateful for the other things, right? We can get into a state of mind where we're complaining and say what we don't have, what didn't work out, all the different challenges and changes that we have to go through, that we forget to be grateful, And so, this week I intentionally, on purpose, I love to say that, on purpose and intentionally, made sure that I took some time to meditate, to worship, to pray, to bring all of that negativity, all that overwhelming feeling, take all that, bring that, and then begin to just kick it all out. Kick it out. Because you will get caught up. You will get caught up in a state of mind, a state of thinking, if all you do is meditate or think, study the things that are going wrong around you and to you. It would affect your thinking. It affects your strength. How many times have you thought to yourself, I'm tired, I'm drained, I'm overwhelmed, I can't, function right now, I'm exhausted, okay? And a lot of times that could just be merely stress because of what we have allowed to take up space in our thinking. That's what we're talking today about, renewing and resetting. This is our moment to step back. This is our moment to take a breather. This is our moment. This is what we're doing today. Okay, we're going to take a breather. We have put so much into our thinking, so much into our spirit, so much into ourselves. We've put so much of what shouldn't be. And so every now and then I come in and I remind you, as I remind myself, that we should stop and begin to reset, begin to clean your house. Springtime, and I remember growing up, spring cleaning was very important in our household. Everybody had to participate. Everybody had to do something. You go in your closets, you pull out all of your spring and summer clothes, and you put away all your fall and your winter clothing, and you begin to, clean up and throw things out that you no longer need, give away the other things that you no longer, you begin to clean up and clean out because it's something new, right? Spring is coming. So it's springtime. And this is a perfect opportunity to regroup, reset, renew. Regroup, reset, renew. That's what we're calling this podcast. Regroup, reset, renew. And that's what I want you to say to yourself. I'm going to regroup, I'm going to reset, and I'm going to renew. That's what I'm going to do. I'm taking this a moment, and I'm going to meditate not on everything that can go wrong, not everything that is going wrong, not with all the responsibilities, the bills, the obligations, your health issues, the things that you're battling. I mean, no. Those things are there. They're going to exist. We get it. But for this moment, this one moment, do you know what it's like to intentionally be in a moment? For this moment, this right here, you're going to take this moment and you're going to regroup. You're going to what? Reset. You're going to do what? You're going to renew. Regroup, reset, renew. Okay? So that you can become refreshed. We want to feel refreshed today. We want to feel like what has been done in the past is in the past. That, yeah, I made some mistakes. And yeah, I have practiced poor thinking. But from this day forward, I'm going to intentionally begin to work on. It doesn't happen overnight, ladies and gentlemen. It takes time. But today is a day that I'm going to work on changing those habits, changing that thinking pattern, doing the things that we have put off for a year, 2 years, 10 years, a week, whatever your time frame is. But today intentionally, I'm going to take a breather and begin to say, I'm going to regroup, reset, and renew. I'm not going to allow my past to hold me hostage. Come on, somebody. I'm not going to allow my mistakes to hold me hostage. And I got a good one for you. This just came to me. I'm not going to let my pain hold me hostage. Come on. The pain from the hurt, the betrayal, the grief, the sickness, the affliction. Come on. Those things have caused pain. And sometimes, this is the truth. Sometimes we are chained to that pain. Come on, people. We are chained to that pain. Sometimes we feel like we deserve that pain. This is all I know. You know, I'm familiar with this pain. I'm familiar with this place. Even though it's painful, I've talked about this before. Sometimes people are staying in a place of pain because that's what is familiar. That's what they know. Even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's not wise to stay there, even though it caused them to be irritable, frustrated, I mean, whatever, they still remain there because they're familiar with it. It's something, have you ever seen a person who find comfort in chaos? Well, I have. I have definitely met people who are very comfortable with dysfunction. And they're comfortable with it because that's all they know. That's all they have ever had. That's all they have ever been around. And what's amazing is that they don't even see it. They don't even see that they create their own chaos. They create their own whirlwind of nonsense. I call it the Tasmanian devil syndrome. Okay, because it could be all peaceful, but they come and just spin, and just create chaos. Just many hurricanes everywhere, little tornadoes everywhere that they go, okay? Don't become comfortable with your pain. Don't become content in your pain. Don't become chained to your pain. Don't continue to stay there because it's a place that you're familiar with. I've seen people who have married people who remind them of a parent that was dysfunctional. Their parent was dysfunctional, and then they married somebody who was just like them, because that's what was familiar. It's amazing though. It's amazing because you can see it, and they can see it, but they don't know why. They don't know why they're drawn and attracted. But the truth here is that you're drawn and attracted to it because that's what's familiar to you. That's all you know. That chaos, that personality that they have, you're drawn to it because it's familiar to you. And so we're going to today not continue to be chained to our pain. We're not going to be prisoners to our pain. We're not going to be prisoners to our past. We're not going to be prisoners to affliction and sickness and diseases. We're not going to be prisoners to that. But what we're going to do is we're going to regroup, reset, and renew. We're going to intentionally focus on how to become a person that we are proud of, that we are happy and satisfied with, to have a life that is fulfilling and satisfying. Not flesh. We're not talking flesh. We're talking, your spirit man. Your soul is fed and feeling full because you have lived a life that has been purpose filled and a life that's been purposefully driven. That's full. That's your soul being full when you have followed and pursued your purpose and your passion and your dreams, but not becoming complacent and contented with your mistakes and your pain. So today is a great day to regroup. Today is a perfect day to reset. Today is an awesome and outstanding day to renew. And that's what we're going to do today. We are going to intentionally make sure that we are living a life that we can say, hey, I did my best. Hey, I did what I set out to do. Hey, I didn't limit myself. I saw the challenge and I moved forward in that challenge. You know how significant that is to see a challenge, not run from that challenge, but pursue that challenge. How awesome it is. A lot of times we tell our children to pursue your dreams, pursue your goals, do something that is passion driven, so that you can always feel like you are doing something that's purposeful. Because we've discussed before, how do you know what your purpose is? Well, you know where your purpose is because you know where your passion lies. And so whenever you want to know what your passion is, your purpose is, well, follow your passion. And often you will see whatever you are passionate about, your purpose is somehow attached to that. And so, as parents, I know me, we really try to emphasize our children to do that. And then that day, what they say, if you're doing something that makes you happy, then it doesn't really seem like work. And so I know personally a lot of work that I have done because it was connected to my purpose it felt like it wasn't work. And not only that, but I spent more time doing those things than I did with the 9 to 5. I put in way extra overtime because it's my passion, because it's my purpose. And so, when you find your passion, and sometimes I don't know what that is. I really don't know what that is. We all have something, and I can give you examples all day, but there is something that, and a lot of times, another hint would be, a lot of times the things that you have gone through, that you think is painful, that you think is embarrassing, that you think that, was like the worst times in your life, can you believe that your purpose most of the times attached to those things? Come on. You have met some of the most powerful, influential people, right? Who have been through the most traumatic experiences, right? And that's because from that pain came their purpose. Come on, somebody. From their pain came their purpose. And that is so true. That is so factual. So factual. And so you might say, well, look, I don't want to tell people that I, was a drug addict for 14, 15 years, right? But the truth is you're hiding that part of your life, but that's probably what your purpose is. To share with somebody. Come up with some programs. Come up with some conferences and some events and share how you came through your story. And you will see how impactful your story would be for other people, and how it would drive them to come from the place that you once were. And then that is so gratifying. And what's amazing about those type of purposes is that it is so fulfilling and rewarding when you're able to see people be transformed by your testimony. You're hiding it. Whatever it is, it might not be addiction. It might be, it could be abuse, sexual abuse, domestic violence. It could be just grief or, something. And we hide it. But the truth is, you sharing it and you educating others, can help them come from where they are. It can save a life. Somebody could be on the verge of suicide. Hear your testimony. Hear your life story. Hear how you overcame. It might change your life. I know I have seen so many stories and have been completely transformed by hearing people and their story. And so, you will be so amazed how a testimony can change and transform somebody's life. And so don't sit on your testimony. Don't sit on your story and think that, it's too shameful or it's nothing to it, or, how can this possibly help somebody? You'll be surprised how your story can save somebody's life. Give them the strength to come from out of that situation, come from out of that environment, come from out of that place of pain, and break free because of you opening up your mouth and you creating this event, because of you being transparent. Okay, and so this today is just showing you how to, number one, regroup, reset, and renew. And then number two, change your perspective, because that's going to change your life. Be open to that, to just listening and hearing and sharing with one another our testimonies, because that is going to help somebody else. And so I want to make sure that I shared that with you guys today. I didn't want to keep you very long. Just want to share a little tips and tools with you that I know will assist you in becoming a better you. Thank you for listening to Renew Mind podcast, Renewed Mind Revolution podcast. I said that backwards. But thank you so much for listening to me today with your host, Michelle Kakal. God bless you guys. Have an outstanding day.